What's up, YouTube? It's NG, the WHATIMINX, and I'm back. Let's adjust this just a small bit.
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
Today, I'm into the Surface Duo. The past few weeks, I've been seeing articles and opinions pop up online about the future of this device. Now, you guys know that I am a supporter of the Duo 1 and the Duo 2 since day one. My channel actually kind of shifted its focus from being about the Fold and such to more about the Duo, because the Duo was just so interesting to me, and there's always so much to talk about when it came to the Duo. 3 years later, I still have stuff to say. But I've been seeing all of these things pop up about the next step for the Duo, and when exactly we might see a new one, if at all, and what is the state of the current Duos, both 1 and 2. Now, one of the first things that came across the web there was someone had made the point that the Duo hasn't seen any significant updates since 12L, and that was, I think, what, October of last year? Yeah, I think it was October, maybe November of last year. And I hadn't really thought about till it was brought to my attention that Duo updates have slowed down. Now, I can't even remember the last security update that mine had. I'm sure that I've had them, but there hasn't been any substantial improvements or additions to the OS that I'm not going to lie, I can't remember actually downloading them. And that says a lot. It's been a long time since the Duo has had any significant updates. Now, the Duo is on 12, but a lot of other, I won't say almost every, but a lot of other Android devices are on 13, going on 14 now. And that brings me to my next point. Apparently, Microsoft isn't even working on an Android 13 for the Duo. One of the articles put out there by Windows Central had said a lot of the members of the Surface Duo team have been put onto other projects. I don't know what those are. Maybe Duo 3, highly unlikely in my opinion, but probably other Microsoft things that they have in the pipeline. They do a lot of stuff, and the team for Duo is pretty much bare bones. The support for it has just dwindled down to almost nothing at all, and because of this, the Duo hasn't gotten anything. This kind of spells the end of this dual screen device. And if Microsoft isn't going to support it and have moved on to other things, like they've done with so many of their devices and projects, what can we expect to come of the Surface Duo? Excuse me. One of the reasons behind it, again, this is what I've read, is that Google wasn't very forthcoming with the code for Android 13. Maybe it was because the Duo was a dual screen device, but even with Android 12, the reason it took so long to come to Duo, because whereas companies like Samsung and whatever got 12 early from Google, so that they could, make their changes in all of that to fit their devices, Google wouldn't send it to Microsoft. Microsoft had to wait significantly longer to get their version of, or to get Android 12 in their hands to make their own adjustments for the Duo, which is why it came so late after other devices had it for months. Now, you would think this would be the same for Android 13, but apparently they're not even getting Android 13. Another thing that I read, I mean, all this comes from Reddit and all that, if I can find the links, I'll post them, was that Android 13 might just be coming to the Duo, but as a side project for someone who used to work on the Surface Duo. So not even an official update from Microsoft, someone who knows how to use the software is doing us, the Duo users, maybe he loves the device himself, the favor of, compiling a Android 13 for the Duo, and I assume adding his own Duo centric updates to it so that the Duo better benefits from it. That's kind of sad. I mean, I'm very happy he is doing that, if it is true, and I look forward to what this guy can do, because I'm very into the in the aspect and side loading this and that, and if it's not an official update, I doubt you'll get it through official channels. Like, it won't be a over-the-air update. The phone just knows it's there. It really might just be one of those, hook your phone up to the computer, or go to a website, do this, do that. No, it might take a little extra work to get the update to run on your device, if indeed it is just a guy, maybe a small team of coders doing this for us. But like I was saying, it's sad that Microsoft themselves seems to have abandoned such a unique device. I mean, I remember when they first talked about it, it was their golden child, the Surface Duo, the Surface Duo 2, Surface Neo, and 3 years in, it seems that they've all but thrown it to the side. And I'm glad that people like this guy who is hopefully doing Android 13 for it. I'm very glad that he is doing this, but I do wish that Microsoft didn't abandon it, because there's so much potential there, still there. The fact that all these years later, 3 years in, and people are still getting the device and are so excited about the uniqueness of it. If you go to any Reddit post, you can read them. Oh, I just got my Duo. I'm floored. I'm so surprised. I'm so happy. Yes, it has its faults. But if you know what you're getting into, which most people now do due to vids like mine and others and all of these posts, you aren't overly disappointed in the device, because you know what to expect from the device. And even with all of this, people are still, like I said, going out and buying the Duo 1, the Duo 2, trying to find the accessories for it, because overall, the Duo is a great standalone device if you use it in the right capacity. I've always said I don't use my Duo as a primary device. It's not my daily driver by any means. Right now, I'm recording this on my S22 Ultra, and my Duo is right here at the side. Don't leave home without it. It's a primary, secondary. I've said for months, maybe even years, since the original Duo. You use it as a tablet that can go online to more efficiently get work done when work needs to get done. But it won't last a whole day. There's certain bugs you need to contend with. You should always have a main device like this one for your camera work and your social media, things that the Duo doesn't necessarily need to, bother with. And if you use it like that, the Duo will be, a great device to own. And people are seeing that. And it's a shame that Microsoft, didn't pivot the marketing of the Duo to, more reflect that aspect of it. It wasn't selling like they wanted to. That price tag was extremely high. But with whatever stock they have left to move it, if they had decided to, excuse me, market it how I use it, as a foldable dual screen tablet to not supplement, to work alongside your main device, people might begin to see it in a different light. They won't expect it to be the big bag, all device killing machine that Microsoft had officially promoted it as. They will see it as a secondary device, something to go with their iPhone. I mean, one of my best use cases for it is my iPhone in one pocket and the Duo in the other. Technically the best of both worlds. All of the iPhone users that I know that love their iMessage and their Apple FaceTime and all that, I have a device for it. And for everything that the iPhone can do, which is a lot, I have the Duo for it. So I miss out on nothing at all. I don't have my iPhone on me now because, you know, I'm not a big fan of iPhones, and so when it's just my regular day, you know, I have my S22 and it does me just fine. But like I said, Duo is never left at home. Because of all the devices that I have, the Duo is the one I can pretty much depend on to get everything done. Albeit with some, you know, caveats. But the state of the Duo is up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen to it. I mean, I do hope that, I know this is kind of off topic again, the end of life for the Duo 1 is coming up again, something that I read online. And if that is coming up soon enough, I think they said end of the year, that means that Duo 2, if it follows the same timeline, should be next year. Once the security updates stop coming and, you know, people stop using it as much as they do simply out of safety concerns, it still makes a great second-hand tablet for the home, for the office, because it's a very unique device with very unique features. And if Android, or if a version of Android 12L does come, hell, maybe even not 12L, I'm sorry. Maybe if a version of Android 13 does come to it, thanks to those who may be working on the sidelines, maybe even an Android 14. You know, the Duo will have a lot of life left in it, even after the fact, providing you use it accordingly. As for the future of the Duo, we've all heard the rumors of the Duo 3. And I assume if it does exist, if Microsoft does put it out, it will be something along the lines of the Google Pixel Fold. Those dimensions, that form factor, does fit a Duo very well. You know, Microsoft just put their own little spin on the software. There really won't be anything that a Duo 3 could not do with a Pixel Fold form factor. The inner screens are one. You can easily have a divide two apps between those screens, because with the Duo, it thinks it's one screen, and it's the Microsoft know-how that makes it one app go on one side and another app go on the other side. It doesn't consider itself two separate screens. If you hook it up to a TV, it comes up as one screen with two apps side by side. So they can easily do that with a single screen Pixel Fold device, and you would get a very similar dual screen experience. Now, you wouldn't get the physical experience where it could fold 360 degrees and have a laptop mode and a tent mode and a phone mode and all of that. But the fact that a Fold or a Pixel Fold has the outer screen, if you just kind of open that up, put it on the table, there goes a quasi tent mode. use the phone screen as where you make your calls. There goes your phone mode. It's not all the nice folding and flipping that the Duo is known for. It's much more, streamlined outer screen for this, inside screen for that. But it does, do the same thing, or it can do the same thing. So Microsoft could just, take that exact device or something very similar and throw a better version of the Duo OS. That's what I call it, and put it there, and it would work fine. It wouldn't be as interesting of a device, because in all honesty, a lot of the folds, because there's so many coming out now, it's getting kind of boring. Yes, they're really nice, and in America we only have the Pixel Fold and the Galaxy Fold. Now, a lot of those Chinese ones are really nice, but again, the form factor being what it is, and they don't really try to make their folding devices as unique as they could be. I think the Opal Find N was the most unique of them, because it was more wide and more squat compared to other ones, a lot like a Passport, where these other ones are these larger devices, bigger than a Galaxy Fold. They're like really large ones that just open, and that's nice as well. But when you see them, man, you're like, what else? As if you've been using folds as long as I have, you've kind of, the form factor isn't the thing that makes the device stand out to you anymore. It's what you can do with that form factor, and a lot of them seem to be copying what Samsung is doing and all of that. And I guess Google has their own version of it, the 12L or the L, for long, for their folds. But the unique form factors are, is what is beginning to escape us. And the Duo was probably the last bastion of that. They had the LG Wing, the LG V60 with the case, these what I call transforming devices that just couldn't make it into the mainstream. The Duo is one of those, and it's sad that I don't know if it was before its time or it came out too late, but it's sad that the Duo couldn't grab hold of the masses, at least to the point where Microsoft would be happy with the device to keep pushing it forward. Because of all these folding this and flip stacks, the Duo is the most unique one and the most versatile one. And just based on all this reading that I've been doing on it, I'm not sure this version of the Duo with the dual screen will be around much longer. Yes, it might get some updates, security updates, and if it is again true, these guys are working on updated version of the OS, an updated version of the OS, Android 13, maybe 14. Then yay, I'm super happy. I'll use my Duo even after it's the end of life. That's just me. But yeah, that seems to be where the Duo is headed. Yeah, so that seems to be where the Duo is headed right now. Maybe it's already there, and it's just my not dependence on the device, but my preference of the device that keeps me holding on to it and pushing it and discussing it and shouting its accolades from the top of the hills, as they say. I just really like the duo and what it has done for me. And though it's not dead yet, it does make me sad to know that it probably doesn't have much longer to go, at least not officially. So, with that said, my name is NG, the Neon X, and still using the duo tool the day it dies. This is what I mentioned.